What makes that so holy? What happens when you forgive someone who in this world of, the movie of this world really hurt you? Whoa, you have to wake up and stand in knowing you could never be hurt because you are already whole, you're complete. It's only this false idea that you need acknowledgement, affirmation from others, certain treatment, appreciation that could ever hurt your concept of yourself. So then you have a story, then you're mad, you're hurt, you're grieving, then you blame, and you just, by doing that, we enter into what the Course in Miracles refers to constantly as separation. The illusion that we're separate from each other, that we need something to be whole. All we need to do is wake up. And that is the rebirth, to me, to wake up. I believe ultimately we don't have to suffer to wake up. I really want to believe that. And I see that the more attention you pay to what's happening, you can cut suffering off at the past. You can go, oh, I see I'm starting to go down this path again. I've done that before. I think that was enough. I think I'll just wake up and go, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I don't have to step into that illusion that I'm separate and that someone can hurt me. Not going there. Your radar gets very good. That is what occurs when you're paying attention. And in that space, you're standing in your light, the light that you are. I find, however, in my own life, traveler on the path with all of us, and in the lives of so many people that I've been deeply honored to work with, best moments of my life are the people I get to serve as a teacher, as a counselor, as a friend, as a neighbor. I observe that it often takes suffering to wake us up, to give us a kick, and to say, you're really going off the path here. I had a call yesterday from a woman I know in New England, and the man she had wanted to marry, has been in a relationship with for several years, has abruptly ended the relationship. And many of us have been in that situation. I think it's one of the greatest pains we can have when we feel we need another person to complete us. And I'm certainly not beyond believing that. I'm sure many of you can share that. The pain is exquisite, if we can use the word exquisite, as in intense. It takes you out of your mind. There's nothing else going on but moment to moment incredible suffering. And so she called me for support, and I said, I know right now all you can do is suffer because it's what's happening. You have to give yourself to it and just do everything you can to create a feeling of nurturance. Call me, see a friend, take a hot bath, go out in the woods, lie on the ground. I always find that very healing. But ultimately, and I know this is hard to hear when you're in the suffering, things are happening according to a plan here. And I believe you're going to look back and say, oh, I see now how I was in an illusion of separation. I had to wake up. And that experience that I called suffering woke me up, and then I could remember who I really was, which is not this needy woman collapsed and dependent on someone else, but a child of God, a being of light, here to give light. I said, but don't even worry about that right now, because when the suffering is that intense, we have to give ourselves to it and be human and go through it. Another definition of suffering is to allow. Wouldn't it be wonderful if when we're suffering we could say, well, I'm allowing this experience right now. I'm inviting in what looks like a painful experience to see what the gift is it's holding in its hands for me. What is the gift of this suffering, or this struggle, or this obstacle, this difficulty? I can't get the gift if I'm pushing it out the door and I'm not welcoming it in. So what's the gift? How might this be bringing me greater integration and wholeness? It's a wonderful question to ask. As a student of the Course in Miracles, I can't imagine ever being anything but. It's such a vast, beautiful, and to me, very high work. I'm also a student of the Bhagavad Gita. I also study Buddhism. I also love and respect deeply the wisdom of our Native American elders. And I've got a leg out there in the pagan camp, for sure. They're all saying the same thing. And as a student of the Course, I love one of the core teachings given from Christ through the Course in Miracles. He says, everyone is always doing one of two things at all times, no exceptions. Either they're extending love or they're crying out for help. It takes a lot of consciousness when someone's attacking you, hurting you, meaning you ill, to see this is someone who's saying, I don't feel whole. You seem better than me. I need to diminish you somehow. Please help me because I am not loving myself. And this doesn't mean you have to go hang out with them at Harry's Roadhouse and have a beer. But it means from a distance, you can remember who you are. You can wake up, be reborn in knowing you're already whole, and see they feel fractured. And that is why they are extending that energy. We also ourselves are always doing one of two things. Another teaching from the Course in Miracles. We are either extending love consciously to other people or we're projecting. Wow. So whenever you feel anything less than harmony, what's the projection going on? Projection means, again, I have fallen asleep. I've forgotten that I'm already the light. I'm already whole. Now I'm projecting out, oh, that person didn't treat me well. Wow, how could they do that? And then we need to wake up and come back. Oh, not so. I'm already complete. Nothing has to happen. I also love Taoism, and one of my favorite lines from the great Chinese sage Lao Tzu is, when I let go of who I am, let go of who I am, I become who I might be. Isn't that the same thing Christ said? China, thousands of years ago, Christ in the Middle East, 2,000 years ago, the same master's wisdom. Let go of who I am, then I can remember what I might be. I think the work of all the therapy and therapeutic processes and personal growth work, inner processes, all of which I also have done and do, it's all part of the whole. I think all of that is just to keep shedding layers of who we are not by waking up and realizing, oh, I'm not, that never even was real. It's just a piece of the path I went through. It's not my truth. So I'm going to end this talk on Easter morning about awakening and rebirth with one of my favorite poems, which I first found when I was 16 years old and discovered E.E. Cummings. And I love this poem. I'm sure many of you know it, and I'd like to share it with you now. It's a poem about rebirth. I thank you, God, for this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue true dream of sky, for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died am alive again today. And this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and of wings and of the gay, great, happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, seeing, hearing, breathing, any lifted from the no of all nothing human being merely doubt unimaginable you? Now the ears of my ears awake, and the eyes of my eyes are open. May you always remember who you are and shine your light into the world, which needs you. Thank you so much. Namaste.